What's up guys, John from Bennett's Customs. We're back on another episode and we are resurrecting from the dead. What we have is this gorgeous 1932 Ford Grille shell. It looks like it's been driven over a car or multiple, and it is crunched, it's creased, it's cracked, it's dented, it's twisted. I would like to challenge myself with various hammer and dolly techniques. Probably gonna have to get the torch out onto it and heat up a few areas. I don't actually know if I'm gonna be able to do it, so let's get into the video. I might just start with the sort of the easy dent here. If we can sort of pop this out a little bit, and then we're gonna work our way into this corner. I need to like push. And what's happened is this whole inside bit has kind of collapsed in. So if I flip this over, you can actually see that this area needs to be pushed in. So I'm trying to like work my way up around this corner, and I'm hoping I can kind of start to whack it in. So you can see how much depth I gotta try and get back. So again, this whole inside of this nose has got to go in, but we have so much curve to it that it's really difficult. I don't know, like, I kind of hate to say it. What if I cut it and then it would kind of help me release a bit of those areas and I could hammer and dolly them. It'd be a bit easier to get access in the corners, and then I could TIG weld it back together. That's cool. I think I need to hit this back down so then it can come pop back out. Okay, that just gave me a boost of confidence. Took so much out. I'm a little out of breath. We are getting somewhere. I've kind of surprised myself a little bit. We've gotten a lot out, which is awesome. The biggest thing is we're a little bit out of square, and I think that's purely because this corner and this corner are still there's still a bit of material in there that needs to be released. I'm gonna make something like this, but I'm gonna put a slight curve on it. Something I can actually get in here that follows the radius. Then that's gonna wanna release all that tension sort of held in this corner. Tighter there. So I'm just using a little bit of 1.6 filler rod. So that'll go like that. We're gonna try and tuck this in. Big one is from the inside of the chin to the top is about 700 mil. This one is about 680, so we are 20 mil off. We're at 140 mil to the lip, 110 mil. The nose of it is actually down, so if we pull the nose up and press it this way, this radius will not be so sharp, it will actually open up. Am I better off cutting this out? Kinda feel like I am, and then I could re-weld it in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I need to make a little jig for it, and then we can start to heat these areas up, and we'll try and clamp it all down to the table. Let us have a moment where we manifest something good, and that something good is this to work, because I have no idea whether or not it's going to work. So, pray to the hot rod gods. Pray to them. I'm a little nervous to touch it, but I kind of wanted to. Oh my golly gosh! By the time it releases, 700. Release the dogs. Ooh, okay, came back a fair bit. It's not a bad thing though, because it's easy to put it in and out. So fingers crossed, here we go. Oh my gosh, don't know. Okay, it might actually work. Okay, never mind. Okay, a little bit there, but that's okay. That's just where that little crease is, so we can definitely massage that. But have a look at that. You guys have seen me use this lots. This is my secret patina sauce. We should be sponsored then by now. The amount we talk about using this product. It is honestly so good. Again, when you're using this stuff, just do small batches at a time because it dries really quickly and you kind of don't want it to dry because it'll leave all the streaks. The whole idea is trying to almost wipe it off. It doesn't need long to convert either. Like you can, and obviously where we have clean steel, it's going to stay clean. But have a look at that. It just highlights all these beautiful colors, all these rich burgundies and browns that, you know, Mother Nature creates. And these nice little green highlights as well, like considering that is your original and that's after the fact. It just darkens everything and really like highlights all your details. I don't know, it just adds that. It's like having a Chesterfield couch that's not shiny or oiled. It's just like real dull. It's not the same. Chesterfield couch that's oiled and like has that nice shine to it and smells of leather-bound books it's phenomenal. It's great. Still need to kind of work that top area, but other than that, she is well and truly a livable grill. She might not be for your show car, but she is certainly for a nice, dirty, traditional hot rod. It'd look great on mine, but we're gonna test it on Ben's just to get the visual. Always gotta get a visual. But you can honestly, I'm stoked with that. From the dump to the fucking trunk. From the tip of the trash to the tip of the fucking roadster grill. From the trash to fucking trash. One man's wall art becomes another. That looks fucking sick. I think if we even tried to like darken this area a little bit, you know, using that, you guys think it's weird, but that spirit-based black Japan wood stain, put a little bit of that on, it darkens everything, but you can still see through it. I did it on the doors on the Roadster, I've done it on plenty of stuff, did it on those brackets for that oxygen tank. It's a really fun little thing to do, but you got yourself a pretty workable 32 grill, you know, considering it had been sitting on the wall of this shed for I don't know how long, probably decades, from when he found it at a place in, I believe it was Arizona, and you know, it obviously had been driven over probably several times from the looks of it, and it was obviously just thrown in the tip. So it's pretty neat to be able to resurrect it, and especially a 32 grill, very iconic grill. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys learned something from that. That was pretty fun to do. I definitely learned a fair bit about manipulating how much you can bring back, especially with those creases. You know, some of the techniques I was probably using are a little bit different to what guys would be, you know, that are obviously professional in this trade would be doing. But yeah, you kind of just experiment a little bit, and what works for you works for you. But yeah, and again, you know, if you're struggling with stuff as well, I'm definitely one to ask questions. I'm never afraid to ask questions. I definitely put myself out there to admit that I was, in fact, kind of chasing my tail a little bit in that area. Wasn't sure whether or not to cut it. I think I mentioned it several times, or to heat it and bend it. And it was so neat to just be able to reach out to Carl and just get a second opinion. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit notifications, and we'll see you next week on another episode of Bennett's Customs. Thanks, guys.